I didn't know when that game was going to stop. Just felt like Ursa's net worth was going to go up and up and up indefinitely until they finally GG'd out.
Yeah, and I think Skeeter in particular stepped up his performance. He was definitely a star, a gem, if you will. You can rearrange those letters if you
5 seconds. Dire team pick.
I think, all around, I'm expecting OG just to, like, do something a little bit more normal. Because OG is, like, they're just kind of classically more experimental, especially if they're one-up in a series.
Oh, yeah. But it almost feels like that was an experiment in a way. It's a long series season.
Yeah.
But now they just ban out the cobble. I like that. Like, just, you can play that obviously pretty well. We tried our strat against it. It seems to have a really good win rate so far. Let's just not deal with it.
Yeah, I think if OG didn't have Death Prophet as the 5 position in that game, if they had a more conventional 5 or maybe another guy with a save, they definitely win that game. Like, they definitely overperformed how it should have gone. They made DP look okay as the 5 position hero, but so it was a little wacky for sure with the snipers. So I think it still showed really good confidence out of them. They should still be happy with that win.
Yeah, what about a Disruptor? That's a normal 5 position that works well with Naga Siren. Then you can build into an Aghanim Scepter at some point.
If they had just had any tops, and I felt like that game goes left.
Tundra did ban out Disruptor for that very reason.
Yeah.
You might say they're
smart.
Like they banished it to the frozen plain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that a Disruptor voice line?
No, he's trying to make a Tundra reference.
Oh.
I spent some time on the Tundra tonight. Feels like it was a lifetime ago.
What do you think Tundra is?
Tundra is like it's like the Gobi Desert. It's like cold, dry.
Does a Tundra have to be cold? I don't think so.
I think the prerequisite of a Tundra, I bet Purge knows, but I'm going to guess that it's isn't one of those areas where the ground actually don't freeze. You've got this like frost. Is that it? Purge, do you know?
My guess was cold and dry, but I'm Googling it.
I'm doing the same.
A type of biome where the tree growth is hindered by low temperatures and short growing seasons.
Important. The subsoil is permanently frozen.
Hey, I got it.
Damn.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's a geology major right
but
there,
it's
folks.
not necessarily
That's somebody who flunked out of college.
Didn't even go. Look at me now, Mom.
All right. Let's
now Mom Shiver steps in. All right, let's bring this panel together.
Let's bring it together because we do have the Nature's Prophet, obviously a flex pick.
10 seconds
same thing goes for the Nyx Assassin, and this Purge. This feels like OG is done playing around.
Yeah, this could be any team drafting this. Kyle would say only good teams will draft Nature's Prophet, of course, but yeah, very easy opening, flexible, should be fine.
Yeah, it's really strong against the support duo. Earth Spirit hates being stuck in lanes. You want to have lanes you can kill. So in theory, it seems like it's good against a Prophet, but let's say it's a core Prophet. The trouble is you actually just fight better, and you just can't do much. You have no real D push on the Earth Spirit either. So until you're level 6, you just don't have that much kill threat. And by that time, NP will have already used ulti a couple of times, maybe taken some towers, shrinks the map, and it becomes a lot harder to rotate around.
Do you feel that same argument holds true for a core Spirit?
10 seconds remaining.
It's a good point.
Dire team ban.
I would like core Earth Spirit more.
Okay.
Because you just then you just kind of make the NP's life hell. But I know just from talking to my brother a bunch, like he always disliked playing ES against really strong lanes because you feel hamstrung. Like where do you go? How do you don't do anything against him in lane. So you're either showing up to kill him or you're playing elsewhere.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
And then that makes it harder for your carry or whoever that's laning against him while you're gone. So
it's the strongest laner in Dota 2.
Kyle, you brought up core Spirit like 5 times and it hasn't happened yet. I gotta say that I'm losing confidence in it.
To be fair, I was the one who brought it up the last 2 times, and that's only because 9 played it in their last series. I'm just holding out that could be the possibility.
How about core Grimstroke? Is that completely off the table? We've seen it a couple of times.
Honestly, Sheaves, who knows? It could be.
Well, I was hoping you would know, considering you're hired as an analyst.
Turn to pick.
I think it has some issues personally. Like it can be good, but if they get on top of you, it's really weak because Grimstroke's really slow and you can't defend yourself easily. So I've seen pub games where like the mid Grimstroke is like 0-5-0 just because he lost the lane. But if you can do even or a little bit better in lane, then it can be fine. It's like very boom or bust, I think.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, well,
5 seconds
strong lanes.
remaining.
Yeah, that
they-
continues.
Didn't they do this in the
Undying.
previous series they had as well? The Furion with the no-tail Undying? I think it's almost...
When they had the Furion, they had the Nyx Assassin on Saxa.
Yep.
And they had the Phoenix for no-tail, not the Undying.
Similar concept, though. And, you know, typically it's tough to get away with, like, let's say a support duo of Nyx Undying. But Prophet plugs the holes that these heroes give in your draft. Suddenly you have tower pressure. You have, like, the ability to clear creep waves, most importantly. And that's always my big concern whenever I see a support duo that can't hit creeps. Is you need wave shove or you just end up, you know, fight like lasting stuff in tower.
You know, you say they're kind of the same, which makes it like their team fight is very similar, Tombstone and Egg. And I've seen Nature's Prophet use Sprout to protect the Egg. I don't think I've ever seen one use it to protect the Tombstone. It's kind of interesting.
Does it function the same way? Because the thing is, the way Phoenix Egg works is, or at least it used to, you wouldn't get vision of the egg, and it was really silly. I imagine it works the same one too.
Probably.
All right, well,
Oh no!
Grimstroke or Earth
10
Spirit is
seconds
core.
remaining.
Yeah.
The trouble is they went Witch Doctor. It's the classic blunder.
5 seconds
Why?
remaining.
Because you don't really counter Nature's Prophet. The coconut
Dire
seems
team
good,
pick.
but you don't have armor, and he just clicks you. And then later, he has more treants than you have the ability to coconut.
I agree with that.
I feel like
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Birch.
I feel like we saw Witch Doctor support do well against Prophet off lane in one of the matches the other day. I was a little unsure, but it did better than I
10
thought it did.
seconds
Go ahead.
remaining.
Well, plus I think Voodoo Restoration is a good way to deal with Nature's Prophet
5
harassment.
seconds remaining. Dire team
So if you don't
back.
have a core that has natural, like, really good self-sustain against it, is susceptible to that, then better in that regard.
This is I don't know.
Hal's really in his cups right now.
Looks
He
like we're
is
going to
very
have
disappointed.
Turn
an
to
off-lane Viper coming out.
It's
And
just
most
against
likely
Undying.
a 5 Grim and a 9 Earth Spirit.
So, 2 Earth
Would
Spirits.
Dire team back.
2 Earth Spirit, yeah, 9.
Played by now.
Played 2 Earth Spirit played by 9. Thank you, Kyle.
See, the thing is, I don't know what Grimstroke Viper as a lane. I mean, I guess Stroke of Fate and Viper, I mean, that's mega safe lane. I actually kind of think they're orienting themselves more
seconds
towards,
remaining.
because doesn't Earth Spirit Viper as a off lane duo look a little bit
5
better?
seconds
Or
remaining.
you give Viper the good kind of start that he needs. He's relatively
Jeez,
self-sufficient at
turn
some
to
point in time,
battle.
which gives Earth Spirit the agency to be able to roam around the map a little bit more, which then just leads Grimstroke being played as mid, which
I feel like it has to be Earth Spirit core this game. Just because it removes you as this easy target, and they need something
10
to go in. They need a front liner.
remaining.
And
Sure.
my issue with Grimstroke core is that OG can just naturally
5
target,
seconds
like you're going to get
remaining.
hunted. You're going to get jumped upon. Earth Spirit can roll in on top of an Ember if you're in an Undying
Dire
and not
team
mind. You'll have like 2,000 HP 20 minutes into the game. You could go for this like Veil, I don't know, Yols, add whatever you want, really.
maybe
Just
they
be
put their
tanky.
5 Witch Doctor in the Viper lane and give us a
I would say
Grimstroke
so.
combo with the safe lane.
I think
Yeah.
Fada will actually be the one playing Grimstroke and not Viper. Viper will probably,
10
I think,
seconds
play the
remaining.
Witch Doctor.
Hey, we haven't seen a 4 Witch Doctor in a while. That was something Zai used to play
5
back when
seconds
he was.
remaining.
When was he last playing 4? Is that EG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
He would go like the quick Ags, and just kill everybody.
Maybe
They
that's the
could do
play. But they
They don't have
could
a ton of
swap it
lockdown.
around.
They could do, what
They
are some
both- they
combos?
both.
Riki is banned. Weaver is out there. Ursa again.
OG's turn to
Nope,
pick.
they can't.
And
Ursa's banned. They can do the King, though.
Like low armor against Fury and Undying could be a little spooky. I like that they're sticking to the comfort zone, but I am so afraid of OG's lineup right now and its ability to pressure in the early to mid game.
10 seconds remaining.
I haven't seen Skeeter go anything but Midas Radiance.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, he'll be able to counteract side push, like lane push with skeletons at least a little bit. That part's kind of good. And he won't be
Drowning.
super
Choose
killable by
your
the
hero.
lineup, except for like drought controlling him, I guess. But
I think you had to go kind of a range core, right, to deal with Viper Grimstroke as a lane, because I'm back to, oh no, it is going to be
Grim
9.
Okay.
He's going to be playing the mid Grimstroke.
I'm just so afraid for him in this game. Like, he's just going to get ran at. Like, you know how easy it is to dive a core Grimstroke with a Prophet and Ember and then, like, one support converging? He will die.
That's why you got to make moves first. You're putting the Viper out there, the Wraith King out there. You've got 2 frontlining cores between your side lanes. You've got a 4 position that starts fights for you as the Earth Spirit. Nine's just got to be careful with his positioning. I mean, so does the Drow. Drow has to be careful with her positioning too.
Final thoughts on the draft, Purge?
Yeah, I think I like the OG one better, but I think Wraith King was a solid pick and something that they need.
All right.
They have a shot.
They have a shot. That is what we like to hear. Thank you so much, Purge. Kyle, did they indeed have a shot? Do you agree with Kevin here?
I mean, they do. We saw what Wraith King can do.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of farm. It's just they have to deal with the tempo. OG had to play a little slow in the previous game. They were way too much invested in the wombo combo. This game, it's just tempo. Like you're gonna watch both supports converge. The 5-minute catapult, they need to make sure no towers die and that they don't lose more than a hero or 2. And OG is just gonna look to press all game.
So you're gonna go OG?
I think so, yeah.
What needs to happen for you to think Grimstroke is a good mid?
No, don't give me that, Shiva. I know what the softball is. She's like, I don't want everybody going OG. Listen, Tundra, all right? Here's the thing, okay? Everyone's going to be like, you guys are good, but your lineup's okay, but. No buts here, baby. Let's go. Take down OG.
All right. Well, let's see if they can. It is game 3. Who's going to take the series? Let's find out with Odie Pixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, so Fog, we have OG going for a definitely more standard draft when it comes to expected heroes and strengths to be had in this patch. But at the same time, some solid stuff from Tundra, ending their lineup with the big old Wraith King for Skeeter. And we did see Skeeter pull off an incredible carry performance in that last game. Can he do it again here?
I think he really has some big shoes to fill in this one. This looks really challenging for just a Wraith King. I think just like Kyle's saying, I think if they start to fall behind by any means with the 4 that are going to be mostly fighting, I'm quite concerned, especially because the fact is it's the Grimstroke versus the Nature's Prophet core because how much they can dive in, but it's also Grimstroke into Nyx. You just pick this super squishy int hero mid versus a Nyx assassin who can just walk in and carapace your spells. All of your spells are extremely easy to read and get carapaced. So that's probably my biggest concern, and just the physical damage that's coming out from OG is extremely high with their tricore. They're going to be killing these squishies very easily. So I think we're really up to Tundra to get a good start because they're fragile. 5 fragile heroes,
More specifically, just sort of the overall physical output, the fact that Seb Prof is his best hero right now. You're really letting yourself in for a challenge if you're letting Seb get the profit again.
Yeah, and I specifically there did say 5 squishy heroes because Wraith King, he takes some time in the lane. He gets punched, especially by Nature's Prophets. With these treants, the right click, it's really problematic for a hero.
Gonna see around the runes, Fodder. Gone on a bit. The damage to kill it, they certainly do. As OG sells 3 of the 4 bounty runes and the first blood.
And they're starting with a tri-lane bottom with, look how many boots. Okay, so boots on the Viper, boots on the Nyx Assassin, boots on the Undying, and boots on the Earth Spirit. So a lane of boots. Really gonna just own this off lane. I feel like Viper, when he gets put up against their heroes like this, so he's gonna put down the Nether Toxin to at least push the lane in, but might just get set up and killed on when they do surround him, if they're doing so already.
I think they're gonna try for it. 33. Trying to run, yeah, he knows. He can't escape. The Saxon doesn't even need to use this stuff.
Amateur.
Immediately, Viper's going to have to start pulling the waves to reset the positioning of it. Mid one is not going to actually tank the wave. He's going to pull it onto the tower, so this should prove to be successful for Viper as he also finds a courier just walking right through him.
Well, that was range creep left behind, so No Tail's going to be denying that.
He's actually going to be able to meet the waves, I think, here. It's going to be close, the range creep attack. That's going to make this Viper's life quite miserable. Taking a look at the other lanes, I think we already know, like Wraith King, he's with the backup of the Witch Doctor, maybe with the heal, if they do go for it, could look to actually just sustain through it. I think he's still going to get pressured a bit. Looking at mid, this is the win, right? 9 should have a pretty damn good time versus the Ember Spirit in mid. Not to say Thompson won't farm, though.
Yeah, why is this? Is this just down to the fact that 9 can do that much damage early on that Thompson has to be careful? Like, why does Riven have the edge?
He can shove the wave in constantly is the important thing. Ranged hero that's just going to poke Thompson every time he walks up, and then boom, level 2 stroke of fate to nuke it in, and Thompson gets hit by it usually.
Damage, sure. How much?
The next label play.
Does have the money for the bottle.
Come.
Fighting fit lane. See us on the side lanes up top.
In the name of the king.
This 2 on Seb. So the fastest of starts here for Seb. Farm.
Yeah, Skeeter getting the Bracer finished up and also bringing out some extra tango. So he's got this little bit of extra HP regen from the Bracer and the regen from the tangos to build the lane. Toxic does get a pull off because of the pressure. They're actually looking to get aggressive. They've skilled the Maledict, so they're actually looking to get some kills rather than play more of a sustained game, which, I mean, that's fine. They have a double stun lane anyway. And 9 pretty much missing 0 last hit so far. I think he's only missed 2 at the moment.
Down bottom. Try and find 33. But as soon as he's aware that they're getting aggressive, he made that play as long as he has TPs at the ready. Only real stuff. Status attack. Still opting to just try and stay up here and get some sort of pressure to put onto Skeeter and space for Seb. Farm a little bit better.
Now Fada's going to be able to pull the lane back slightly, not too much because it's a single pull. Now you just have to be careful on the Witch Doctor in particular, not to get caught out of position because he can die quite easily. Bottom. I think they did secure the big creep there. No-tail and mid one were able to take it away from the Viper.
Mid 9.
And mid Thompson is almost going to die.
Only just able to keep him alive. Keep himself alive with that heal. As Thompson, he's going to have to... Cannot try for a 4-minute rune. Far too low for that one.
He got hit by some massive strokes. I think he misdodged one of them there earlier too. So he just got hit by like a 3 creep or 4 creep stroke of fate. So the damage is just insane how much it does go up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Far from enough. I'm sure Thompson's going to have maybe a little bit of a smile on his face getting beaten by this. You know, pretty much the thing that he brought into favor in this patch is mid-grim stroke. Being used very well against him here.
The next label play.
He knows how to play against it too. I was watching how he was going. Like he's trying to slight dodge it. He's using the flame guard and taking it to the first hit bottom. Pretty will just be able to TP away, and that's a tombstone committed. But yeah, he's tried to play around it, but 9 has just done a great job of pressuring and stop canceling spells. He's doubled up the last hits of the Ember already.
As you say, he is barely missing any at all. Some of the cleanest farming we've seen in the mid lane on any hero at this time. Flawless moves to 9, dealing with every wave.
Bounty runes looks like it's gonna be, actually be 3 for the side of Tundra. Oh wow, Fada's actually, they placed the wards on top of each other inside the river, a little bit not the most natural wards, but we've been seeing these more. That's top.
Fada's hit. So he tries to put Saxer off in case he Skeeter any further.
Skeeter is healing up and he's got a stun. But the Maledict ending, his Hoxer just walks away.
A lot of damage and actually get the second silence. Nearly doing it here. Thompson is going for the rune and will be able to pick it up and himself out. Driver. Not quite able to down.
Even committing Tombstone bottom for an attempt at another kill, and they won't get it when Viper is away from the lane. And we did see these catapults, so it looks like 9 still has his catapult alive mid, so wondering if we see any type of collapse. I don't see rotations from the supports happening right now on the side of Tundra, so they're just going to leave him alone. And I mean, Thompson might commit onto him. Zox is actually going to port away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He tries to TP out of top. But it's put to a stop. Saxa will stop them from committing any further onto Seb. Bottom lane, they're going to try and get the kill again onto 33, but 33 and Viper are standing their ground. They're trying to turn towards mid one. 33 does fall. Viper will get mid one in return. He's also not quite able to roll out of there. No tail. Steps in position to block him off. Decay. Quite enough, though, as Viper will get out alive.
Saxa speeding for a courier.
Oh, no. Didn't want to take some tower hits for it.
Seb now level 6. They're going to look to press this tower. They've got the Wrath innate, so there's big damage that can kick in. They're going to launch it, and that's a good buy for Witch Doctor. Peter?
Hits there with the Wrath. 33. Let's see if he can find Seb. He is out and away before Steve can get in with the Brave Fire Blast. Texas actually
Peter's still low.
They've got enough damage. No tail trying to step in. These zombies, they're doing it. The zombies are going to get him. The zombies get him. They take back their king. There's no tail. He should die for this one, but they got Skeeter out of there. Because at the same time, Thompson did die. Ended up going down to 9. So 9 getting that kill in the mid lane. No tail, making space.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How did 9 get that kill?
I mean, I can only imagine he pulled off sort of the same combo that we saw earlier, but this time round, I guess Thompson didn't quite get the flame guard
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess this level 4 stroke of fate is way too much damage. Must have caught him like once or twice through the creeps. But now we do see Tundra. They got it. They have to back away out of this top lane. We see the same build on the Wraith King from the game earlier.
Oh, talking about the same builds from the game earlier, dude. Check out mid one.
No, he's doing the Midas too, huh?
Okay. Brown boots Midas, baby. You thought it was rough on the. He's doing it on the drought. I mean, he smashed the game as the jug. Now doing it on a drought, I'd say that's a little harder. But let's see him do it.
What if he gets hypothermia? The Ag Shard, by the way.
Is it good?
I have no idea. I don't even. I don't
think he will. I don't think he will if he's going to.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe eventually. Is he actually going to get bots? I mean, imagine so, right? You know, he's not leveled up his boots.
He's actually going to live. 33 was getting a really nice wraparound on him. He got a good read. He'll be able to keep it. I mean, this is the time to try stuff, and he's clearly trying.
But in the deciding game of the series, I love it.
Of course. You won't know it's good unless you're under the pressure.
Now I have it.
Dire's middle tower is under
the Midas. Kill mid. Some good tower pressure put on in the middle lane.
It can't be. I feel like they can't hemorrhage these towers. I actually want. I almost feel like I want 33 to show up and defend. Yeah, okay, he is. I was like, this Viper has to show up to all of these towers.
Been able to dodge the rolling boulder in time. Connection will still be on to no tail, but the ult is popped. TP heading over for Fada. Continue to make some beats. At 33, he'll fall. He's out of action. The Maledict and the poison damage killing Thompson. Thompson's probably going to pop here. Off to the side, Sash comes in with the stun. 9 trapped in by the Sprout. Thompson is still alive. He did indeed avoid that final bit of damage with the timing of the remnant movement, making sure that hit came in whilst he was invulnerable.
I think at the end, the first tick, he also dodged a little bit of as well when he did like the mini fire remnant, and then he saved that was taken away by Thompson, keeping him alive. Very I'm 90% sure he dies in that mountain.
Absolutely.
That was huge, and so they do get the towers not denied either. Even with 33 showing up, he just dies. He just gets crowded. Buys a Quelling Blade immediately afterwards now to prevent that from further happening, but damage is done. These towers are so important for the draft of Tundra to keep Skeeter protected so that he can actually sit in the jungle. And now I feel like this is where the game is really going to start to collapse. This is an OG comfortable draft where they're going to look to play really aggressive. This Wraith King can't be involved. So they're going to look to do pressure.
Been hunted now. They've got to keep preparations up for Saxa setting up like this across the map.
They're going to go bottom now. There's a catapult already set up for here. Thompson's already forcing the wave in. He's got his Mage Slayer queued up already on the Ember as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're going to start this push. Waiting for Seb to port down. He's going to now.
Warriors of the wood.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Having that AoE application with the Sleight of Fist, you don't get much better use out of it than that.
No, you do not. It seems really, and it's versus a lineup that's 90% magic damage besides the Wraith King, so it's gonna negate a lot of it and just protect him throughout most of these situations too.
Yeah.
As you see, look at OG persisting to just pressure and take this tower.
Well, mid one.
Probably lose mid one, but
he found an invis, but they did have a dust.
Foundling's
Mid one, he's down and out.
Dire's
Midas is on cooldown, so he wasn't too disappointed.
33 bottom.
Diving in, Thompson stacks it. Got the stun connection. Let the kill. Fada TP's in. Thompson's already out of there. Skeeter. He's trying to go aggressive in onto the stab. Goldmine down onto the two of them. Viper rolling out from the focus down. No tail. That's pretty beefy. They've got enough to kill him off. Maledict's down. They should be able to finish him. No tail will throw down. Space is maybe stuck with DP out. They do cut the reincarnate. Thompson has been found by Viper with the connection of the rolling boulder and the silence. Thompson trying to get it up around and out. He's got another strike usage and the flame gun, but they have the chain stuff. Thompson down.
Not bad. Not a bad hold. They do lose, of course, the tower and a couple of heroes with it, but they get some big ones too. Mid one.
He's still trying to fight it. And he might just be able to do it. 33's thinking about wrapping around from the side. 9 has the Ghost Scepter. He's out the step. He's going to try and get a catch for the Sprout. He's able to grab 9. 9 going immediately for the 80 out, but they have the damage. 9 will fall.
Okay, now less good. They had a pretty decent hold there when they did kill mid one and get a couple trade kills, but now losing 9, that definitely gives the edge over to OG. Sox has nearly got a blink dagger since he survived these last few minutes. So for him, he's gonna be able to pick and choose how he looks to initiate. And it's more collapsing items for OG, and that's really the problem for Tundra is this type of items.
You should have known better.
Quite a bit of damage.
Have a carapace to neglect
get a kill with Seb. And of course, for mid one, no surprises. It is indeed the same. If you go in Midas, you got to go all the way. You've got to get the box. So repeat your box score from him on the jug in game 1. And if anything, the bot's even more valuable this game. It's going to just match the ability to join the rest of his teammates like Nyx Assassin, Ember Spirit, Prophet. They're going to be looking for kills all across the map. So now it's going to be very easy for mid one to get as involved as he was in game 1. As we saw, he was just in all of the action.
And you're really fast, you can just avoid a lot of these spells and just stay in the back lines and stuff. Sure, why not? He has, again, they have a Tricore, so you can't really say it's horrible if he's able to make it work with his team.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As now Seb very close to having this Orchid, very powerful versus everybody on the side of Tundra. I like how he did the drum this game first, though. It's really interesting how in some games you have seen him just go straight Orchid. This game, you could tell, is about them wanting to group up and collapse and take the 3 towers early because they understand Tundra can't fight as 5. I love that he went for the drums this game to be able to go for that tower and team pressure.
Things are gearing up. It really is going to be a big test. The rest of his was are falling up to the point where can he as a Wraith King carry against pretty farmed Ember, Drought, and Prophet? It doesn't sound easy.
It really doesn't. It sounds like he's going to get kited like crazy. The control, even the Tombstone too. Like Tombstone's going to mess with him so much in the fight if he's not killed. Yeah, it really is. Like we said, some big shoes for him to try to fill this game. Seb, he's got the Orchid. He's TPing only a couple yards right now, but trying to find the positioning with that ward.
Set up 33. That's well played though. 4 stacks is still able to find follow-up stun. But trying to help out. By Carapace is out. Nietzsche take out 33, and now they'll turn their attention over towards Viper. Able to roll away. Will manage to escape, but again, it's just sort of Tundra having to run from OG. Even with sort of this, the mid-grim, 9 wants to be pretty active. He doesn't want to play this sort of passive game. He knows he's going to be punished. But struggling to really find himself in the right place at the right time. And now, against him, he's able to catch him. He's trying for the TP away. And they're able to put a stop to it as 9 changed up and taken out. We're seeing 5 for 33 go down. We're seeing 9 go down on the Grim stroke. These two are just going to have a really tough game on their hands with the heroes they've got.
Good soil.
Yeah, it's really going to be Skeeter versus the world, as it's 3 carries that are pretty decent also versus the Wraith King to be able to play around it when they do have this lead. Saxa, he's just giving information with the Vendetta. He scouts out the courier. He will see that the relic has been delivered. And you have to be Roche now for OG with a snowball draft.
If he was able to get that hit on the courier, that would be fine, but it wasn't quite. Now she ends up going down here. OG, of course, happy with that. Find that age top side.
Skeeter makes sure he gets the last hit. All the gold has to go to him. It's really just everything on him and how he can somehow hold the game together for his team. As map control is fully lost, and their lanes are going to constantly being shoved in. And with these boots of travel, I mean, I really don't want to give Mid One credit for the boot of travel, but I will. They're going to be able to just keep these lanes always forced in, and it's going to be them, OG, picking their fights wherever they want every time. It's going to be always Tundra running after these waves, looking to bail themselves out of this weird map pressure. Yeah, going to give OG just great ways to pick fights, especially with the Nyx. So hug the triangle, protect Skeeter until he has Radiance and he can actually join you in the fights, which he's about to have.
Does come out just the Radiance burn damage count?
Dire's top tower.
Reduced by Mage Lens. Oh, mine stood up. That's actually getting them with the Bible shot. Thompson's just straight up dead. The age is gone. So is No Tail. They're already bailing out though. They don't feel that they can do this a second time. They're just trying to run. Fodder, trapped up by the Sprout. Thompson's straight away chasing him down. Skeeter, he's looking to try and help out here. But he cannot stay Fodder. Maybe he can get the kill. The Phantom's embrace down to Thompson. Thompson being focused. And he's down. They've lost him a second time. Thompson will fall. He's actually trying to charge him. Piper still trapped by the Sprout, but he's able to make it out. Now Sep's pushed in too far. They found Sep. They've taken down 3 of them. They're going to find Staxter as well here. The vision's out. They nuke him down. OG pushing a little too far. And some big kills for Tundra to find, especially considering that was the Aegis movement from OG.
That's huge. All of them turn up and they actually they put Skeeter in a good position to turn up with a fresh Radiance and a buyback, of course, from bottom to get a little bit of cleanup kills. OG pushing their limits a bit too far there. And as to your question, I would imagine it does, but I'm not 100% sure. Because it puts the debuff on the hero, so I imagine it does affect.
Well, because it says spell damage.
It does say spell damage.
Is burn considered as a spell?
The sword arm likes to swing.
So I feel maybe it is. I mean,
I've not been seeing people too. I play like no one's building mage lanes. I actually have not gotten to see too many of how it works entirely.
Honestly, I think it's worth building just for the cool.
I mean, it's a really good item for sure in a lot of games.
That's cool. It's all about. So that's what I told you. Just likes to call it perfect.
I'd imagine it works on the hero spells because it's a spell that's coming off of the hero. So I'm gonna say yes at 99%. They're smoking up. They've got this Radiance. Do they have the E-Blade is coming out on the courier right now for the Grimstroke. It's not going to be there just yet, but soon.
Going to start things off. On the No Tail. The Silence challenge the 2 of them here. 9 controlling Thompson and then Saxon from the side into the E-Blade. Fiver committing in. Skeeter's been able to have time to close the gap. He's looking for Thompson. Lays down the stun. They put the chain controller by the looks of it. Isn't enough. He's trying to get out with the slight. Will manage to step out of range of the Inkswell. The Fiver and Skeeter, they continue to chase. They're on to Thompson. One point got an upper ender now, but Fiver's in the rolling boulder. They're doing it again in Tundra. They've taken out 3 of them. OG again just losing these fights. Tundra are doing it. They're holding OG off and they're turning this around.
Just a phenomenal team play by Tundra. Again, they go together, they instantly catch No-Tail, they kill the Tombstone within a fraction of seconds, and then they get a good positioning for the fight. They all just leading the charge around Skeeter. I mean, Skeeter, yep, it's working. He's now number one net worth. He's doing it.
I mean, what is it sort of from OG's movements there that are sort of causing them to have these struggles, despite the fact that, you know, as a whole, they were further ahead as they're 3 quarters. Now that the gap's definitely starting to shrink. I mean, what's sort of going so wrong for them?
I mean, that one, they literally just lost one of their biggest team fighters in the game. They lost No-Tail right in the front of everything. He got the Tombstone to his dead. So they're playing 4v5, and it's 3v5 because Seb needs to TP into the fight as well too. So then it was just Tundra picking and choosing their targets perfectly. They saw everything in that fight. Even though OG was the one with that ward, they literally could see. They literally were just walking at them during the daytime vision, so they saw all the rest of the heroes.
Oh, they're trying to bait. But Piper can't quite get the angle. They tried to let him have it and then see if they could get the connection over to the side. They're going in onto Staxer. Gets the 2-man impale off. Soulbind controlling No-Tail and Thompson for now. And from the side, Mid one's able to find the wraparound. Shoot down Piper with the multi shot. Goes down onto the 3 of them. Staxer steps across. Just crowded up. Carter as he's out and down. They're split apart, but Thompson, he's getting focused by Skeeter and 9. Thompson, he's got one more side of fist. He's out to the side, but they're taking him out. Skeeter, can he continue to fight this? He's still got the reincarnate to rely on, but they're down to just the last 2 of them. It's only 9, and Skeeter left alive. Looks like Skeeter will let 9 go. He bails off, leaves 9 behind. This time, OG will manage to find the team fight victory.
Much better angle of approach and much better way to start it off. Saxa actually gets a decent stun off onto 2 heroes. They get mid one from this bizarre angle of approach, wrapping around the supports. Great 3-man silence from him. And Thompson just distracting during all of it. So this time, OG actually comes out way ahead because of that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think Tundra wants to hit back. Start to respawn. Skeeter's definitely going to want to get his BKB done. Confident getting in on this fight, Piper. Now Saxa, buying time for Skeeter to close in. Stun is out. Again, this control from Piper doing an excellent job of just handing the kills to Skeeter.
Very nice. Keeping their triangle protected, even though there's still that obvious sentry on the high ground from OG. They're going to know it's there because of the bounces from the Wrath as I'm saying it. So they'll be able to get that D ward very quickly soon. With a lot of farm here. BKB and the Hyperstone now finished, and looks like he's going straight for Bloodthorn. Okay. Just wanting to, you know, make it so his whole team doesn't have to worry about the Radiance miss. That could be pretty nice to focus fire.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yes.
Hard thing to fight getting the midst of these 5v5.
Dire's top tower really has been denied.
Perfect silence from 9 onto the...
Yeah, it all depends on how they start the fight. It's really so important. Like if 33 is too far out of position, this Viper, Viper is a very mobile hero. If he gets caught in the front lines, it could prove disaster. It has to be Tundra kind of starting and dictating the fight. Having a sentry and Obs down so they can see the next approaching, at least from some time.
Warriors of the wood.
He's got the Bloodthorn and level 18. Very strong Nature's Prophet right now.
I mean, is he sort of just hoping to find 9 before 9 gets his combo off? I mean, green catch.
He can target any of the 3 squishies in particular, right? The Grim, the Witch Doctor, the Earth Spirit, depending on when they've used their, load or based on their positioning. Like if 9 uses E-Blade aggressively, he's got no defense.
They get the opening. Boulder into the Inkswell, but he's still able to find the opportunity to pop the BKB. Turns over towards Piper. Piper's going to go down for sure as the rest of Tundra are desperately on the escape. 9. TP to cancel. Closes in with the remnants. 9 also to 4. Tundra loses 2.
That connected on him in the middle of 5-3. How unfortunate for 9. An excellent placement though by Thompson.
Under attack
for that remnant.
Potter He's coming out. They know there's no BKB on Seb. Seb getting cocky. He pushes too far. He was pushing on. I mean, I guess he felt he had backup nearby.
I think he thought he had his team closer to him.
I mean, they're closed in now, Skeeter. He's getting mana burn. Oh, he's not got enough mana for the reincarnate. The 2 mana burst for Saxon. It does it. It does it. He is down.
All right, well, I mean, now for Seb, it actually turns out to be a little...
Yeah, that's all right. All part of the plan.
All part of the play. These mana burns, something we didn't really touch on too much. But this is one of the reasons
He needs help, and he needs it now, but the silence in the Viper strike, he's just gone. It's too much damage. Underwater Saxon, another roll through from Viper. Everyone's trying to help out from the side. The multi-shot
Dire's top tower
coming out as he heads towards 33. 33 will fall. One getting one of these, the rest of them out of there.
Dire's bottom
Not bad moves at all. I mean, we're really seeing some great jumps from Viper. You know, he is not holding back. He sees an opportunity. He is straight in on top of them with a rolling boulder.
Yeah, and we're seeing just these, I mean, some strange kind of core kill placements, right? The Furion dies top, then Wraith King dies up there, then Thompson dies bottom river, and then the Viper dies afterwards. So these cores trading their lives for each other. Still really feeling like Skeeter, I mean, he was dead for a very long time. It's going to give OG that time to catch up and farm versus him in particular and just increase the gap between the rest of the heroes. The Grimstroke and the Viper still really falling behind. It really is just a lot on Skeeter still at this point.
He's had a smile ever since he Midas this.
I think he's had a smile since the moment the first game started in this series, and he's just thinking of all these wacky builds.
I guarantee if they do win this game, he comes on for the interview, he'll probably tell us that he didn't like the build. He did when he did the Mage Slayer, and we asked him about it. He was like, it's a terrible build.
I mean, Midwood just gets, I feel like he gets into a mentality and he just does what he's doing. Like, remember when he was going through his Dagon phase and he built Dagon on every hero? Now it's just the Midas bots.
Wait, what heroes did he use to buy Dagon on?
I don't think it was actually in officials, but it was in pubs. He literally went like 800 games only building Dagon. First item on every hero.
Is he okay? It sounds,
I don't know.
Wild. It sounds great.
Into Roche with the Undying ult. More than enough damage. Oh, they even got the impeding corruption as well. And then Orb of Destruction and plus that. Undying ult, easy.
Move, Tundra, prepare to deal with the stages.
The next label play. The next label play.
Still wondering how 9 protects himself. I see he's got the Blink Q. That'll be nice. They're so frail. It really is just looking like they're getting squishier and squishier, and the side of OG is just getting like they're stronger and stronger with their damage. Skeeter really gonna need this AC to protect himself and his squishy teammates. He's just finished the BKB before it, so it's gonna take some time. And OG's not gonna give him the time with this Aegis cheese. They're gonna start forcing. Tombstone on the high ground for vision.
Straight away, starting to poke at the base. What can Tundra do here?
Radiant's bottom tower
Start off
is under attack.
Stone laid down on the front. A vision going, so Midwalk can continue to siege from the low ground. How do they start this? He's out to turn them down. He's the impale already. Quickly shooting down bottom. Midwalk gets the kill. Over towards Viper. Tried to start something with a aggressive roll down to the low ground, but Thompson able to put a stop to his escape. Two dead. We both have buyback.
The seeds of fortune.
Continue to push Seb. Take the time to get the bounties. He does him the jump. Looks at the back lines. Goes and gets a no-tail straight away. Now with the BKB pop, turns to mid towards mid-one. Everyone trying to run with the BKB, of course, does still have the cheese. Peter, can he close it any closer? He cannot. The turnaround there with the impale. He has got the action though. He's guaranteed back for a second round. And in he goes. Another ring over towards the back lines. He's found mid-one. Mid-one, can he get the cheese up in time? He can. Cheese popped. Mid-one back up to full HP. Saxon with the control from Spike counters into the impale. They fight up Skeeter. They turn. Mid-one shoots him down from a distance. As Skeeter's down for 80 seconds. OG continue to have the full line-up. Alive is Saxon. He's diving in. So is Seth. TP's in behind the tower. Hooked on into Sprout. On to 9. Butter to fall.
Dire's
Double buybacks coming out, but Skeeter and Fada, they are out of the game for over a minute. It's going to be down to just the three of them to try and push back OG, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so. Top racks are taken. There are still tier 2s in the other two lanes, though, so they won't lose anything extra on the high ground quite yet. They'll get a bit of breathing room.
Damage. They're even jumping into the characters.
As soon as that poison was down, Caster didn't miss a beat with the jump forward to set things up onto 33.
And it's so much time that the Wraith Kings just spent dead, where everyone on the side of OG gets this farm and they continue pressuring. This was Tundra. They saw the Nature's Prophet's piece of the jungle bottom side around their 18, so I think that was then they all fought back and they tried to make the go, but it actually put them into a pretty rough position.
He's keeping it past tier 4s. He's getting kicked over towards the fountain. He's got the BKB. He's going to be fine. They're getting impaled on the two of them. Stacks it in with a backup 9. He's trying to get into the fountain away from Seb, but Seb just beats him down. The right click too much. His space is made for the tier 2s and the racks to go down mid, and there we have it. They'll tap themselves out of this. As OG take game 3, and with that, the series is theirs. They tried their best to hold on and rally around Skeeter, but all 3 of OG's cores just getting out of hand. And 9 on the Grim, 33 on the Viper. They just couldn't keep up at all.
Yeah, this was just OG playing their usual style. I think this was Mem back to their normal, putting Seb on the Nature's Prophet, which was available every game, just putting themselves in a normal position. Mid one's still doing wacky stuff, for sure, with his item builds, but they make it work, and they collapse super hard. That's the important thing, is those first 10-15 minutes, the way that OG dictated the pace is everything. It put Tundra on so much on the back foot, and you could just feel the overlooming pressure. Poor Skeeter.
Couldn't do it on his own, really. And yeah, another victory for Midas Bots, this time on the Drow by mid one. And yeah, well, you can expect to probably see a lot more of that build, at least from mid one, and maybe in your pubs, ladies and gentlemen. So good luck out there. But that is it for the series, as OG claimed the victory here, 2-1 against Tundra.
No.